Once upon a time, in a distant forest, there lived a white rabbit named Speedy. Speedy, true to his name, always ran, hopped, and enjoyed himself. One day, while running, he saw a cheerful tortoise resting among the bushes. The tortoise was quietly enjoying its own world. Speedy Rabbit began to mock the tortoise for its slow movements. "You are so slow," he said, laughing. The tortoise said nothing, just smiled in response. Speedy Rabbit came up with an idea. "Let's have a race. Let's see if you really are that slow," he said. The tortoise smiled and agreed, and the race began. The rabbit quickly took the lead, while the tortoise started to move slowly. For a while, the rabbit continued to run without even looking back. The tortoise, on the other hand, progressed with patience and consistency. With slow but steady steps, it moved towards its goal. The rabbit, at one point, looked back and saw that the tortoise was still far behind. Feeling very confident, he grew tired, realized it, and came to the base of a tree, falling asleep in the coolness of the shade. In his dream, Speedy Rabbit saw himself receiving the first prize with pride. But when he suddenly woke up, what did he see? The tortoise had reached the finish line and won the race. Speedy Rabbit, bewildered, came to his senses. He understood the importance of the tortoise's patience and determination. He realized that rushing doesn't always work. He realized that underestimating the tortoise was a mistake. In the end, Speedy Rabbit and the tortoise became friends. They now spent time together, appreciating each other's different abilities. And thus, this friendship story continued to be told in the forest for a long time.
One day, in a green-filled pond, a cute frog named Hoppity lived. Hoppity would hop to the pond every morning before the sun rose. The leaves in the pond, shimmering in the sunlight, provided a perfect stage for Hoppity to play. One morning, as Hoppity hopped around on the leaves, he got a bit tired. His stomach growled, and he exclaimed, "Oh, my stomach is so empty." At that moment, a group of colorful fish joyfully swam in the pond, and an idea crossed Hoppity's mind when he thought about what to do when hungry. Hoppity stood on the leaves in the pond and called out to the swimming fish, "Hello, friends. My name is Hoppity. My stomach is very empty, can you help me?" The colorful fish immediately approached. And together they brainstormed. Eventually, one turned to the others and said, "We can find a solution for you. There are plenty of tasty insects flying around the pond. You can catch them to satisfy your hunger." Hoppity, excitedly, asked, "Great idea. How do I catch the insects?" The fish explained to Hoppity how to be quick and agile in catching the insects. Hoppity listened carefully and decided to put what he learned into practice. Following the fish's advice, Hoppity swiftly started catching the insects in the pond. He was so agile and quick that other animals began to watch him. The other creatures in the pond were impressed by Hoppity's energy and skill. After satisfying his hunger, Hoppity gathered with the other animals. He told them, "We can overcome any challenge and help each other. We just need to make an effort and support one another." The other animals in the pond, inspired by Hoppity's words, decided to help each other and live in solidarity. Hoppity was not only happy for filling his stomach but also for making new friends and gaining new knowledge. One day, a cute rabbit named Fluffy was hopping excitedly back and forth among the bushes. Once again, he felt a rumble in his stomach. He hoped his new friend William might bring him some apples. At that moment, William was approaching with a picnic basket to visit Fluffy. Fluffy was overjoyed to see William and rushed towards him with excitement. "Welcome, William. I'm so happy you brought me apples. My tummy is rumbling," Fluffy exclaimed with a smile. William quickly took a red apple out of the picnic basket and said, "Here you go, enjoy." Fluffy joyfully nibbled on the apple with his tiny teeth and said, delicious. "Thank you, William. Now I feel much better." William smiled and sat down beside Fluffy. Starting a conversation, suddenly, Fluffy noticed the seeds inside the apple. After a moment of thought, he asked, "Could you plant these seeds?" William happily obliged and immediately set to work. He dug a small hole in the soil and planted the apple seeds. Fluffy informed William that the seeds needed water to grow. William grabbed a bucket of water and began to irrigate the soil. Fluffy looked at William with adorable rabbit eyes and said, "You know, William, these seeds are like little magical packages. They hold great potential. By planting them in the soil and watering them with love, they turn into a real miracle." Curious, William listened as Fluffy continued, "First the seeds go into a SMT. All sleep mode in the soil. Then, they are nourished by water and sunlight. This allows them to develop roots and quietly start growing beneath the surface. One day, tiny sprouts emerge from the soil, tasting the sunlight. At this point, the seeds truly transform magically into trees. The roots firmly grip the soil, branches reach towards the sky, and leaves begin to sprout. Each leaf tells a grand story of nature." Khan, enchanted by what he heard, said, "It's truly beautiful. Now I understand, Fluffy, how a seed turns into a tree and how precious it is." Fluffy smiled happily and added, "Yes, William, each seed tells a story. By paying attention to these stories, we can grow together with nature." Together, they continued to water and nurture the seed they planted until it grew into an apple tree. The two friends, captivated by the wonders of nature, continued to explore its beauty more deeply. And so, the friendship between Fluffy and William strengthened with each passing day. Both the rabbit and the boy had formed an unforgettable bond through the values they taught each other and the beautiful memories they created together.
Once upon a time, in a distant land, there was a charming mushroom town with adorable mushroom-shaped houses. The town was adorned with vibrant red mushroom homes. In this delightful town, a ladybug named Naren and a spider named Zuzu were the best of friends. At the heart of the town, beneath a large mushroom, lived a wise caterpillar known for its wisdom. Naren and Zuzu, driven by their curious natures, decided to listen to the tales of the wise caterpillar and made their way to its dwelling. The wise caterpillar, with its knowledge, imparted fun and educational insights to the children, emphasizing the importance of respecting nature and nurturing it for future generations. One day, on an exploration outside the town into the forest, Naren and Zuzu encountered different plant and insect species. During this adventure, they recalled the teachings of the wise caterpillar and learned to show more respect to nature. The adventures of Naren and Zuzu captured the interest of the townspeople. Other children began to listen to the teachings of the wise caterpillar, and the town realized the significance of learning and showing mutual respect. The town transformed into a more conscious and loving place with the guidance of the wise caterpillar's teachings. Everyone understood the importance of living in harmony with nature, and so, the beautiful town with its red mushroom houses became even more vibrant with days filled with learning and sharing.